games. Whoop, let's go. Hursty games, and this how we do. Now
hey there guys, welcome back to Hursty Games and welcome back to the QPR Career Mode. Now if you haven't seen the rest of this series, make sure you check the playlist. You'll see all the other videos and a couple of streams where we were streaming this series for a short period of time there, and you can get yourself all nice and caught up. Now for those of you who are all up to date and all ready to go, you will know that we are going into our Premier League games. We've started our season now, a couple of games in, and we've had a bit of a rough turn of events so far. Before we get in, I do want to say that I've started scouting a player called Openda, thanks to Jason Ducker in the comments who's recommended him. So we're looking at him, I'm scouting him, probably for next transfer window because A, we don't have any money, and B, there's only 2 days of the window left. You can also see above me, we did qualify for the Europa League. We're in the group stage. We're simming all the games though, because it's not realistic that we're even there, but we won the FA Cup last year quite by chance, and we're qualified. So I'm going to simulate those games and I'll keep you guys up to date with how it's all going with the simulated games. But with nothing else to do, I will tell you if any players leave, if we look at any players, which like I said, I highly doubt because we've got no money. Otherwise, we'll get into the games. Okay, so before any possible outgoings go, we are going to get into our first game, which is away to Burnley. Now, in the last episode, we struggled in our league games with a big loss. But we're going into this with our main team, going as strong as we can, and I'm hoping that we can turn the form around a little bit, and maybe 3 points are on the card. First game of the episode, and we are away to Burnley. Going to be a very tough game, but in regards to the grand scheme of things, it's one of the games we should really be looking to try and pick something up from. But you know, at Turf Moor, real life, I guess you never know what's going to happen. We could have a bit of a who knows what's going to happen here today. Let's hope we can get something though. That's the main thing we're looking for today. Get the ball with Eze here in the middle of the park. We're going to go down to Scowen. Brereton with his back to goal. We see the overlapping run from Eze. Come on Eze, mate, on that left foot of yours. I went for the far post. Eze went for the close post, but Pope saves it. We're going to whip this corner in nice and quickly. Can anyone get up to it? It's going to be Pope who wins that. They get the ball out wide here. Can we stop the cross from coming in? No, we can't. But Kelly, geez, that was a bit closer than I thought, actually. Eze trying to start a counter-attack. Brereton, I need you to make me a decent run here. It's a decent little ball. The defender doesn't get it, doesn't judge it right at all. Brereton cuts inside. Oh, I just wanted to get him on his right and take the shot, but I wasted it. Oh, they played a really nice ball out to Redmond. He's surely going to cut inside. He sort of does. He plays it around, but a good block there from Zimmerman and I think O'Connell working together to keep that one out. This is probably going to be the last chance of the half for either side. Erdegaard whipping the ball in, so obviously a new signing there. Tavares stops the initial cross, but they're going to try and get it back in. It's a good pass backwards. Rodriguez takes a shot and he just drags it wide. That very easily could have been 1-0. I reckon by the time I boot this, it will be half time. Get it up to Tavares, and that is half time. Been a really scrappy half. That's really their first proper chances there. The shot that led to the corner and then the shot from Rodriguez to from the corner. Other than that, we've kept them pretty quiet. We've also been kept pretty quiet though. Eze with a half decent effort and Brereton with that chance where I've tried to cut him inside, but I didn't get the shot away. I did realise about 30 minutes into the game that I had Todd Kane at left mid. I know he can play there. That's not who I wanted to play there at all. So I'm going to bring on Ilias Chair. Hopefully Chair makes a difference. Hopefully he can be a bit more decisive than Kane would be. I like Kane in this game as a right back, not so much as a left mid, but we'll carry on. Hopefully we can keep at least a point, but I'd like us to push for that goal. Just need to keep them out, boys. Don't let this ball in the box. They do let it in the box. Redmond hits the bar. Best chance of the game so far, and it does fall to Redmond, who thankfully doesn't convert it. Scowen now. Going to try and be sensible with possession here. Going to try and take our time. Build this up sensibly. Scowen back to Chair. Into Brereton. Brereton takes a touch, then takes the strike. Can't quite get the rebound. That's a real shame. Probably our best chance of the game there. Maybe our last chance for an attack here. Ilias Chair's going to just run across the middle. Going to try and get it into Bright. We lose the ball though. So the last attack here probably goes to Burnley. We've got to keep them out now. It's now less about trying to get those 3 points. Holding on to that one. He ran it very slowly. I did actually have two changes scheduled from like the 65th minute, but the ball literally did not leave the pitch from around that time. So bit of a shame, but we have plenty of time to get these players rested. There's like a week or two to our next game. But a point there is very well earned. But as you can see, not too much going on. They had 4 shots with 1 on target. We had 2 with 2, but their possession was massive. They kept that ball in our third for big chunks of the game. So a well-earned point, but maybe a little lacking from what we would have hoped for from this kind of game. Okay, so it is transfer deadline day. I'm going to run down the 10 hours as we go through. We have got 2 deals potentially going through that we're waiting for players we sell. Depending on when they sell and how much they potentially sell for, we could maybe look to bring a player in. It's highly unlikely because actually, realistically, we need the money in. So Gassama has gone there. We sold him for 3.1. He went and we got 2.1 back in. So that's pretty darn good for us. A loan offer for Baker, which we'll potentially be accepting. I think we will accept that. And we have an offer for Barbe, which is one that we were trying to renegotiate. 5 million is actually fantastic. So I am going to accept that 5 million for Barbe. It means that Deng will be coming into our starting 11 and Grant Hall will be our substitute centre-back. So a bit of money being made is the main thing there. So that's, you know, a good like 6 million in the kitty, a good 8 million total. The manager rating is going down and I don't really know what I can do anything more about it. We're going to accept the loan offer for Dylan Barnes. I have called up the young goalkeeper that I was talking about in previous episodes, the young guy who's like 65 rated or something, and he's now our substitute goalkeeper. I'm going to keep training him because I think it makes sense for us to get him into some games, because one of my objectives is to get a youth player playing like 50% of the games this season, which is kind of crazy. Those 2 emails I'm assuming are both the rejected offers of the loans that we've just made. Hopefully Barbe's thing here. So Dylan has gone out on loan. Dylan Barnes has gone. Barbe has been sold, so another 3.5 in the kitty. Again, probably won't be touching that. Baker's loan mill has gone broken down. Bright's not going anywhere, so I'm not even going to consider answering that email. We've only got 3 hours left. I doubt we're really going to have anything else to do, but we'll see it out. And in the last hour, we'll have a look at the most expensive deals as well, just to see who the big players that have moved are. Just out of curiosity more than anything else, because I love having a cheeky little look at it. They're not happy that I didn't answer back Asai Samuel, but I do not care, I'm afraid. But the biggest offers we had, Verratti go for 87.9 million to Barcelona. Milinkovic-Savic going from Lazio to PSG, basically to replace Verratti there, for 84.8. And Havertz going to Dortmund for 78.8. Royce off to Barcelona for 75. Kimmich went to Barcelona for 68. Dortmund and Barca are doing a whole lot of business at the moment. Goretzka has gone, and he went to Real Madrid. Oh my god, Thiago's gone. So they've lost about 3 players there. Off to Valencia. Icardi to Atletico Madrid, 57.7. Lazio going to Chelsea. That's going to be not very nice for us to play. No Lacazette left at Arsenal as he's gone to Napoli, which is good for us. And then Lucas Moura off to Juve, and they replaced him with Martinez. Okay, so the January transfer window is done and dusted. Now we have 2 weeks to train, get the team back up to full fitness. And then our next game is against Chelsea. It's a local derby, boys. Okay, a very tough fixture. The local derby is never an easy one to do, especially when it's against Chelsea. But we're going with our actual strongest team right now, which I don't have Kane playing. I have Chair back in there. As you can see, Deng coming in for the missing player that is Barbe, obviously after leaving and going off to Spain. But Tavares got himself up to a 75 rated just from, you know, how he's playing and his form and everything. So that's good for us. My plan and aim is to try and get a lot of the squad to 75. But our main focus right now is trying to get points against Chelsea. In real life, this would probably be one of the most popular games at the King Prince Foundation Stadium. I reckon it would probably be a full stadium up against Chelsea. Looking at some of the players they've got there, obviously they have just signed Immobile, who's going to be starting, or Immobile, however it's said. But he will be starting against us most likely. But yeah, it's a sort of late-ish kickoff. I think it's like an afternoon kickoff against Chelsea. It's going to be a tough game. I'm really nervous. The last time we played against a big team on Legendary, it didn't go very well for us. But the main thing here, I'm looking for a point would be amazing, but we've got to try and get some wins. We've got to make this home form count, and hopefully we can do that today, hopefully with a good game against Chelsea. Wish us luck. Acuna on the edge of the box, a lovely touch and turn. We got out to Bright as a first time strike, and he skied it over. By far our best chance of the game. I'm pretty sure actually our first chance of the game, but it was unlucky. I think it's the first shot for either side. Decent shot, maybe up at okay, we don't talk about it. It's going down to Eze. He's going to find Bright. He's going to drag it. He's going to go back to Eze on the edge. Oh, Jorginho's too quick. Oh, badly headed down. What a goal that is. Cannot believe he's done that there. Jorginho with a great strike, but oh man, that's what Legendary does against you. It punishes you, man. It's a real shame, because I felt like we were doing really well to hold them out. They hadn't had many. I think that's their first shot of the entire game. But it's just a bit of poor defending here. Don't quite get it out. Oh, we didn't even win the header. It was actually Immobile that won it, but right in that bottom corner. I mean, he's placed it perfectly. Kelly can't get to it. But what a shame. That's their first chance and it's their first goal, and it's right on the stroke of half time. Like, he's probably about to blow his whistle. There it is, half time. Second half, I think we're just going to keep the team the same. I feel like we've played really well. I just feel like we've been unlucky that they've had their first shot and scored it. Our first shot nearly knocks a guy out on road Z. But we've played some good football. Hopefully we can continue to play good football and hopefully get a goal back and salvage at least a point here, because we deserve it, honestly. Got a ball on the edge here. Are they going to try and dink it in? They've got it to Jorginho. Great tackle from Bakuna. But they do win it back. Immobile, fantastic turn. Nothing we can do about that. Absolutely beautiful little touch from him. We just didn't do well enough to clear our lines. We blocked the ball the first time but couldn't close it down. And a little bit of footwork from Immobile just takes it away from us here. Look, a little bit unlucky there. Then a little touch there. Wow, man. He's read that so well. Fair play to him, man. 2-0, and I'm absolutely gutted. Last chance of the game here. Can we get anything from it? We get it to Bright. Just going to play a nice little ball to Eze. Brereton, make me a run, please. Come on, Ben, mate. On your left peg. I know it's not your best foot, but it's a simple save for Kepa. And that is probably going to be all she wrote as soon as he does anything. That is game. That's a real shame, because I feel like 2-0 is so hard against us. I don't feel like we deserved to lose 2-0 there. I really feel like we were good for a point. But Chelsea do end up with all three. There's not much I can do about it. Absolutely gutted. I feel like in the end, yeah, they started to get more shots near the end, but man, that first goal just deflated us, and the second goal we just couldn't bounce back. Okay, so after the disappointing defeat against Chelsea, our next game is a Europa League group stage game against Werder Bremen. As I said, we'll be simulating these because I don't feel like we should actually be in this yet. One thing I forgot to do is, I know it's probably going to make us lose the game. I feel like we're probably not going to win anyway. You can see I made some wholesale changes here. But I will be playing Griffiths, our young goalkeeper, because he needs to potentially play 50% of the games this season, which seems absolutely ridiculous. But he's going to play in all the cups that we're in. He's going to play in the Europa League. And again, if there's a couple of games I feel like maybe when we're safe in the league, I can afford to put him in against some of the smaller teams in the Prem that are all probably bigger than us, then I will do just that, just to try and get that objective complete and try and keep my job, because my manager rating is currently 61, even though I'm actually doing pretty good in the grand scheme of things, in my opinion anyway. But we're going to get on with this, simulate it, see how we do. I'm not expecting a win. It's a 1-0 loss, to be fair, not using our first team. That wasn't bad, but there's a reason I arrested pretty much everyone. And that's because our next game and the first game of the next episode is against Liverpool. And we're currently sitting down in 15th place, 5 games played, 1 win, 2 draws and 2 losses, giving us 5 points in total, 2 points out of the relegation places. Now the teams in the bottom 3 are Stoke, West Ham and Fulham. Obviously we got promoted with Stoke and Fulham, so we're the only team of the 3 promoted ones to actually be outside of the relegation places, and I do plan on trying to stay there. A win against Liverpool, obviously that's very unrealistic and unlikely, could see us as high as 7th, probably wouldn't, probably see us about 12th or something, but a point would be massive, because a point means that we still can't go into the bottom 3. That would be a big result for us. But as I said, that'll be happening in the next episode, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode. Again, suggestions on how I can save my manager rating would be fantastic. It's not looking great for me at all. I don't really know what more I can do. I'm doing as many of my managerial things as possible. I sorted out the wage problem that we had. I'm doing okay in the brand exposure. I feel like we're doing that. The youth development I'm trying to get going. And you know, I'm avoiding relegation at the moment. Sure, that's probably not forever, but I did complete that, and my financial we will complete if we stay up in the Premier League. So I'm hoping and praying that I can keep my job. But for now, guys, that is the end of the episode. Of course, if you have liked it, then please do smash that like button. It is greatly appreciated. And if you're new around here, consider subscribing. Hit that subscribe button, and make sure you turn on notifications to be told anytime we upload a video, or indeed go live with a live stream. For now, guys, I want to say a massive thank you for watching. I've been Tom. You guys have been awesome, and I hope to see you soon. Look after yourselves.
Let's go. Hursty games, and this how we do. Now it's time we team up. Check them online, you might catch them playing FIFA. Hey, yeah, you know we keep it live. Make sure to give a like and subscribe. Gaming channel, what's the best one? Keep it hella dope, hella fresh, huh? Yeah, Hursty games, tune in. Even told my grandmama, sister, and my best friend. You might want to check them if you want to be entertained. You already know the name. Check us out, Hursty games. Hey, whoop. Make sure to give a like and subscribe.